Yo, it's your boy, French Ted, and we are here for, I want to say episode 55, but it might be 56, and it might be 54. It's one of those. But we are here, we're in the first week of July, so we've got this episode, the next episode, and then it's our first pay-per-view since my hiatus, which is Riot, and I'm mega excited for Riot. I don't know why I'm so excited, I just am. But first we have to get through 4 shows, and we have to get to the end of this bloody tournament. So the first round is over. We've done that. We've now got the next round matches, and in today's episode there will still be 2 tournament matches per show, I think. So today we've got the second round matches, which is Ashton Smith taking on Madoka Kakuta, and the main event tonight, which is Drew Galloway taking on Chris Brooks. In between that, we've got a bunch of other matches and things going on, but we'll go through them as and when. And for you keen-eyed folk out there, we are in the north. We are no longer in southern England because, of course, we need to start growing the north. So I think going forward, whenever I remember, we're going to be in the north because we need to start building up our popularity in that area. So some numbers might be a little bit lower than what we're used to. Some attendances will definitely be lower than we're used to. But yeah, we're just gonna rock with it. But we are in the pre-show right now. We've got some women's tag team action. I believe this is Pauline Little's debut. Yes, it is. We signed her from the academy recently. I really liked the look that the game gave her, so I figured why not, we'll give her a go. And to be fair, don't worry, she got a 10. And she got a 10. Yeah, she's not very good, but neither is Arlene Corbett. So these are our 2, they're not real people, taking on Sapphire Reed and Carmen Petrovic. Petrovic as well is pretty shit, although Arlene did better than Carmen, so go on, Arlene. But Sapphire Reed is the gem of this, 58, head and shoulders above everyone else. And of course, it is Sapphire Reed that gets the win by making Arlene Corbett tap. I really don't like the name Arlene Corbett. Corbett? I don't know. We might have to change. Why don't just call her Arlene? We'll change that after this. But yeah, just a pre-show match, just to give some people some matches, especially give Sapphire Reed a few wins under her belt, because she is someone that I think could definitely jump up to that upper mid-card main event scene sometime down the line. She's still hella young, so why not? The rest of these, I don't hold out too much hope. But again, everyone here is super young. So yeah, can't complain. We do head straight into our main show after this, and we kick off with the aforementioned match between Ashton Smith and Madoka Kakuta. Let's see who comes out and who progresses into, I think, the semi-finals now, I think it is. So the winner of this match and the winner of the main event, they will face each other in that semi-final. So yeah, super exciting. Let's not waste any time. Let's see if the madman Madoka Kakuta, our current prince of the Lariat League, can defeat our former 2-time king of the Lariat League, Ashton Smith. Let's go. An 81, that's a really good match. In a bout that had great wrestling and good heat, it is Madoka Kakuta that gets the win. He defeats Ashton Smith in 28 minutes with the discus lariat. So Kakuta advances to the semi-finals of our King's title tournament. Unfortunately, Ashton Smith did not make it through, and I'm sure we're going to hear more about that at some point. There is a change to make, but it's not happening yet. So be patient, guys. Be patient. Let's just move on. A nice 84 from Kakuta, a 69 from Ashton. Not the best, but it'll do. Let's move on. At least one worker. Do you sure you want to continue without addressing this? Yes. There we go. Moving on, though, we've got an interview with Charlie Evans. She says that she is looking forward to that agreed rematch with Arina Yamashita, because Charlie wants to prove that her being the queen of LLW isn't just a fluke. It's not a one-off. She wants to prove that she can, go toe-to-toe with the best again and again and again, and confirms that she is heading to the ring now to be on commentary for the next match, which is against Rina Yamashita. Okay, so let's move on to that match. It is Rina Yamashita taking on Zoe Lucas, and of course, Charlie Evans is announcing would be pretty weak, but that's fine. We'll take that hit just for story purposes. But of course, it is Rina Yamashita that gets the win in 9 minutes. I swear I put this as for a longer match, but okay. It was only 9 minutes, apparently, but Rina with an 81. Defeats her with the Splash Mountain. Zoe with a 46. Zoe, not doing the best, but we like Zoe. We keep Zoe around. We like Zoe. Got the crowd hotter, which is always nice to see. A 70 overall. Can't complain. A nice short 10-minute match. Rina showing that dominance against Zoe Lucas, and Charlie seeing it firsthand. Very excited to experience it, I guess, again at LLW Riot. Moving on, we're actually going backstage where Ashton Smith is in the locker room and he is not happy about his loss. He's taking it really hard. And through the locker room door, Pac just kind of opens it a little bit, looks at Ashton, and he's kind of just like, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? The second you come up against one of these young bloods and you fail, Ashton, I think it's time to give up. Just give up. You had a good run, so just take a back seat and let the rest of us do what we do best. And obviously, Pac is just laughing and laughing and laughing through this as he has his title over his shoulder, because he is, of course, our London Zone champion. And he leaves Ashton Smith, who is seething. He is seething. And he just decides, fuck it, I need to get this energy out. And he just trashes the locker room that he's in. Luckily, he's on his own, so no one's around there getting hurt. But he's just kicking things down. He's knocking all the chairs down. He's throwing shit across the room. He's just not... He's letting all that frustration out that he seems to not be able to let out very well in the ring. But yeah, this is not a side of Ashton Smith that we are used to, and I actually can't remember what I wanted to change him to. He's got white hot momentum, love that. Let's change his gimmick. What is it now? He's using the cold and heartless gimmick. Okay, I don't remember calling it that, but it went over well, so we'll take that. Yep, he's just lost it. He used to be a man of the fans, a man of the people, but it seems like he's so consumed with negativity right now that he just can't think of anything else except just hatred and negativity. So yeah, Ashton Smith, I mean, what's going to come out of this? Probably a match at some point, but right now Ashton is not just angry with Pac, he's just angry, full stop. And Pac is just lighting that fire and adding more and more fuel every second he gets. Moving on to this, though, we've got a pre-recorded segment where El Hijo del Fantasma is just cutting a promo on Chaz Betts. As we know, and I think has already been booked, they will face each other one-on-one at LLW Riot. And this will be you guys have your match, you let your steam out, and you be done with this bickering, according to William Regal. So El Hijo just cuts a promo on Chaz, just talking about the respect that he does have for Chaz. He talks about Chaz's legacy, where he came from, his pure wrestling roots, which is something, to be proud of and honorable in. And then he talks about himself and how he comes from this long line of luchadors. And, he wrestles under his father's name, Fantasma. I think it's his father. Correct me if I'm wrong. And legacy is important to El Hijo, and he feels like he's lost this, and he can blame Chaz, but he also has to blame himself. So he swears that at LLW Riot you will see a new El Hijo del Fantasma, an improved El Hijo del Fantasma. So watch this space, because Fantasma is only going up, according to Fantasma. So yeah, that's just a cute little promo from them, just to kind of remind you guys of the other things that are happening outside of title scenes and tournaments. But yeah, let's move on to our next match, which is Colby Corino, who's back in the ring after being kind of lectured a little bit by William Regal the other week, as he takes on Noam Dar, someone who did fail in the first round against Drew Galloway in the King's Tournament. And pretty good match, not gonna lie. Dar was completely off his game, which kind of sucks, but Corino wasn't, so a nice 75 from Corino, and it is Colby Corino that comes out with the win. He defeats Noam Dar in just under 20 minutes with submission. Whatever Corino's submission move is, he made him tap. 75 from Colby Corino. A 75 match rating overall, and it got the crowd buzzing. You know, they're really liking this new look Corino. There's no cheap shots. There's no, tricking the referee. He's trying to be an honourable, respectful, wrestler. He's trying to be that Colby that we knew back in the day when he was tag teaming with Ricky Knight Jr. We're starting to see the old Colby, which is what we want to see. Following the match, though, Colby Corino helps Noam Dar to his feet, and we're thinking, oh, what's going on here? And Colby offers a hand to Noam Dar post-match. A handshake, of which Dar, kind of accepts. He's a little bit apprehensive, but he accepts it. The two of them shake hands. Colby raises Dar's hand and then just respectfully leaves the ring. So William Regal's words have definitely spoken to Colby, and we'll just have to wait and see if that continues or this is just a facade. But either way, we like this new Colby. Let's hope it sticks. Following on from this, though, we've just got one more match on this card, and it is the main event. Drew Galloway taking on Chris Brooks. The winner of this match will face Madoka Kikuta. And speaking of the madman, Madoka Kikuta, he comes out to the ring and plants a chair ringside as he wants to watch this match from the front row to see who he will be facing in the next couple of weeks in the King's Tournament. He's not on commentary. He's just here to observe. So let's not waste any time. Let's go straight into that main event. Drew Galloway taking on Chris Brooks. And in a pretty good main event match with superb wrestling, one of my favourite words, Drew Galloway gets the win in just under 25 minutes with the Claymore kick, that signature Claymore kick that's put away many people. Of course, as part of the tournament, which Drew Galloway advances. Drew Galloway with a 90, and hold on a second, Chris Brooks with an 85. Why was this not, a better announcing? Because of, I think it's William Regal's fault. We discovered in the last episode. It's not Kozlov, so he needs to apologise to him. But we are looking to try and hire an announcer to replace Regal. But yeah, they've got great chemistry, and it showed in their performance, which is really good. And Brooks has a hot new move. Wasn't good enough to get the win, but either way, really good performance here from Brooks. Someone I should probably start taking a bit more seriously. But either way, it is Drew Galloway that advances, so it will be Drew Galloway and Madoka Kikuta in our first semi-final match. That will be, I believe, in the next episode. So not in this episode or the next show. It'll be the one after that. So let's finish this one and see how we did overall. An 80. Well, I guess performing in the North isn't actually that bad. So I think we should probably stick with the North for a while. I was a bit apprehensive to see if it would lower things, but in all honesty, nothing's really changed, has it? Strong opener, strong closer, pretty good matches in the middle as well. It's our segments that, kind of knock us down a bit, which is funny because in most TEW saves, I think it's the segments that lift shows, but we're a wrestling company first and foremost. We're not a WWE style, or we try not to be. The wrestling comes first. But yeah, really good 80 rating, love that. Final attendance we will get in the next show, which is coming in the next 20 seconds or so. So I'm going to go ahead and book that now, and I'll see you guys in a moment. Okay, we are back. And yeah, we're giving Arlene another little run. Haven't changed her name. I'll change it after this episode. But another thing to look at is we've got 1,200 people in Hull City Hall. I believe that is the maximum capacity as well. So we're sold out in Hull City Hall, which is really, really good. We're probably going to stay around there. because the game just automatically picks a venue in that region for you, whatever the best one would be. So we'll probably stick with this one until we start increasing our popularity. So we'll see. I don't think the ticket sales and stuff are going to kill us that much monthly. I'm definitely going to be doing the pay-per-view event in the South. Like, there's no way I'm not doing that, because that's where the big money comes in. But we'll stay in the North for our shows. Like, we're kind of touring at the moment, I guess. But we've got 2 pre-show matches. Arlene defeats Carmen Petrovic here with a solar cloverleaf. Arlene with a 36, Carmen with a 23. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think this was going to be a good match. Didn't think it'd be that bad. Carmen is very pretty, but that's about it when it comes to her stats in this game. Arlene, I think Arlene's got potential. I'm not going to lie. We'll see. We'll see where that goes. But she's got awful stamina. So I might have to just edit that or just deal with it, because she can't do anything more than 11 minutes apparently without getting gassed. But either way, let's move on to our next pre-show match, which I just threw a random 3-way together of some guys that I kind of want to break out into single stars, but we'll have to see. But yeah, Anthony Ogogo got the win here. He carried the match as well, so maybe he's the one to push. He defeats Jack Morris and De Reese in 18 minutes when he pins Morris with the Governor's Hammer. So yeah, Ogogo could be our next breakout star. Who knows? 62 rating overall, can't complain. That's fine. These are definitely like mid card, so I'm not going to mind too much. All right, let's get into the main show, and we kick off with some women's wrestling. It is Aisha Ray, who has claimed that she will earn a title opportunity by doing what she does best, which is win matches. And win matches she does. She defeats Gia Brookside in 22 minutes with the Tree Slam. Aisha with a 58, not the best. She normally does a little bit better than that. Gia with a 46, got the show to a strong start, and Aisha Ray is improving on her gimmick. Nice. Whatever that gimmick is, she's improving it. So nice work here. Nice, simple opening match. Can't complain too much. Aisha Ray building that momentum. Following on from this, we got a little backstage script here from Saraya Knight Jr. And she just admits that, LLW's become quite lonely recently. She's really struggling at the moment. Ricky doesn't really talk to her too much. He's kind of busy doing his own thing, and she's really happy for that. She really enjoyed her time while she was with Anoa'i's Global Alliance, or Anoa'i Global. But obviously, since Joe has left, it's been a little bit tough for her. She hasn't really been stringing any wins together. She hasn't really got anyone in her corner. And yeah, she's just a little bit lonely. So she's decided, I'm not going to feel sorry for myself. I'm going to pick myself up, dust myself off. I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to thrive. I'm going to survive. And I think the first thing I need to do is to make friends, not enemies. So it seems like Saraya Knight is on the hunt for a friend, not an enemy. Because I think she's got plenty of enemies at the moment. And not many friends. So let's see where this goes. Who knows? Whatever. Let's just continue with the show. And we have our next tournament match. The 2 tournament matches tonight are Pac taking on Callum Newman. And our main event tonight is Ricky Knight Jr. taking on Tyler Bate. But first up, it is Pac versus Callum Newman. Can Pac do what Ashton Smith couldn't? And that is progress into the semi-finals. But we've got our mini Will Ospreay and Callum Newman that he must get past. So let's not waste any more time. Let's dive straight into this match. And in an 82 that had superb wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, it is Callum Newman that gets the win. He defeats Pac in 22 minutes. But during the match, you can see here that we had Ashton Smith run in and attack Pac, using Pac's own, London's own title, to knock the man down unconscious. Callum Newman then sees the opportunity by locking in his submission hold, and the referee just assumed that Pac had passed out from the submission, so called the match, and Callum Newman advances to the semi-final. He will face either Ricky Knight Jr. or Tyler Bates. Callum Newman, I mean, talk about underdogs. 82 overall, an 80 from Callum Newman, which is awesome, and a 90 from Pac. I mean, Pac is insane. But yeah, Pac obviously not happy about this. We're going to move on to the next segment because as soon as that bell rung, Ashton Smith was in the ring on top of Pac, beating the man down. The man, of course, has come back to consciousness, but Ashton Smith is just leathering him left, right and centre. William Regal on commentary has come to the edge of the ring. He's called in security, who have all come running down and had to pull Ashton Smith away, while of course they check on Pac, who has, definitely received some kind of concussion. But yeah, Smith is just enraged. He's this completely different animal that we're used to. And he's deciding to direct all this hate and all this negativity towards Pac and Pac alone. Of course, Pac has been the one tormenting him this whole time. So Smith has just decided, right, if I'm going to confront these demons, if I'm going to get over this, this is the man that I need to go through to do that. So, the ring is slowly being cleared. Pac's being checked. Smith's been dragged out back with William Regal following close behind. But yeah, crazy scenes between these two men. The dust has settled now. Everyone's gone for their pee break. Regal's back on commentary at the moment. And we are here for our next match, which is another women's match. It is Valkyrie returning again and taking on Kanji this time round. And in a fairly decent match, although we can see that Kanji sustained an injury during the match, which obviously didn't help. Valkyrie did get the win in just under 20 minutes, looking great, apparently, and getting the win with her guillotine finishing maneuver. Valkyrie stringing back-to-back wins now since her debut. So that's really strong showing from the latest signee for LLW. 61 from Valkyrie, really good numbers. Kanji with a 47, not the best, but again, working through a dislocated shoulder. We'll have to move on and see what happens here. Nothing. I thought there might be a little road agent note, but we'll check to see how bad that injury is from Kanji. Thankfully, she's not someone who's, used week in, week out. But yeah. Let's continue where we head backstage, and Colby Corino is chasing down Ricky Knight Jr. Ricky, of course, is kind of stretching and prepping for his main event match tonight, and Colby's like, Ricky! And Ricky Knight Jr. is like, what the fuck do you want, mate? Like, because according to Ricky Knight Jr., Colby Corino hates him, and Colby's like, look, I know I haven't been the best person in recent weeks and months, and I'm sorry. I'm kind of going through some things at the moment and I'm working on myself, and I just wanted to wish you luck for your main event match tonight. And that was it. And Ricky Knight Jr. is like, okay, thanks. And Colby's like, I'll let you continue getting ready. And Colby then just like disappears, and Ricky Knight's like, what does that mean? Does he actually mean it, or is this like a plot, or what's going on? But Ricky kind of has to shake it off and get back to his stretching and focusing and taping up his wrists and stuff, ready for this main event match. But Colby is still turning over that new leaf. He's on that. We got good Colby now. For how long? Who knows? Or if it's permanent, we don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. But Colby seems to be trying to build those bridges and make amends where he can, both in ring and out of ring. So Regal must have got to him. Who knows? Speaking of Regal, we've actually got a clip from earlier in the night when Regal followed Ashton Smith out back. And Regal literally has Ashton Smith by the scruff of the neck while security hold him down, confronting him and just saying, what was that? Who are you? This is not the Ashton Smith that I brought into this company in its first few days. This is not the Ashton Smith that I gave the opportunity to lead this company back when we first started LLW. This is not what LLW stands for. You should know this more than anyone else. You represented this company for almost 2 years. You should know better, Ashton. You shouldn't let someone like Pac get into your head. You shouldn't let the booze get into your head. This is not you. And if you need to let off some steam, if you need to, break a few things and you need to go kind of off the cuff, let's say, then so be it. Riot is around the corner, and Riot is the perfect place for you to shake off whatever it is you need to shake off. So I'm going to put a match in right now, and I know for a fact that Pac is not going to say no to this, but at Riot it's going to be you one-on-one with Pac, and just to make sure that you get all the chaos and all the anger and all the frustration out of your system, I'm going to make it a cage match. So there'll be no interferences, there'll be no distractions. It'll just be you and Pac, one-on-one, non-title match. Have at it. And Ashton Smith, who's still, kind of seeing red, is definitely happy at hearing this. One, he's got a pay-per-view match. Two, it's against Pac, the person he believes is the reason for all of this. And three, it's one hell of a match as well, a cage match between these two men. So yeah, very, very exciting. And another match booked in for LLW Riot. Will be a very interesting one. Smith is yet to defeat Pac in singles competition. Can he do it at Riot? But now it is time for our main event. It is Ricky Knight Jr. taking on Tyler Bates. Tyler Bates, a former king of the Lariat League. Ricky Knight Jr., a former prince of the Lariat League. One of these men will be heading to the semi-final to face Callum Newman, of all people. Who's your money on? Let me know in the comments before we head to this main event. But we're heading there now, so be quick. In 3, 2, 1. And 74. Oh, I'm not going to lie. I thought this match would be a bit better than that. Oh well. But it still had superb wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. It is Ricky Knight Jr. that gets the win. He defeats former king of the Lariat League, Tyler Bates, in just under 28 minutes with the 450 splash, which means that Ricky Knight Jr. advances to the semi-finals against Callum Newman, meaning our final four men are Madoka Kakuta, the current Prince of the Lariat League, Drew Galloway, our former King of the Lariat League, Ricky Knight Jr. and Callum Newman. One of these four men will face Will Ospreay in the future for a King's title match. But just looking at the numbers here, Tyler Bate with an 88, Mr. Consistent, always putting those numbers in. And Ricky Knight Jr. with a decent 78. He's probably a little bit distracted from Colby Corino's nice words, because we don't normally hear nice words from Colby. But nonetheless, he got the win, and that is all that matters. Let's finish the show and see how we did. 73. Okay, that's fine. We're still increasing our popularity everywhere, so I'll take that. We're still in the north, which is, fine. Maybe some of these numbers could have been because of the north, or northern England. I don't want to say the north, that sounds very Game of Thronesy. Because some of these people are obviously a lot more popular in the south than they are. I think I know for a fact Ricky Knight Jr.'s pop is much higher in southern England than it is in northern England. Whereas some other people, it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, not a bad card. We got a huge match announced for Riot. Aisha Ray continues her dominance. Soraya claims that she's going to start making friends, not enemies. Callum Newman with a shock win, but that is, of course, because of Ashton Smith, who's completely changed character in recent weeks. And yeah, our semi-finals are set. I believe in our next episode, we will have... I'm just looking at the card. Both semi-finals will be in our first match. Our first show, sorry, of the next episode, with the final show of the episode will be a face-off between the two finalists who will face at Riot. So there will be no title defense from Will Ospreay at LLW Riot. Cool. That is it for this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please let me know your thoughts, feelings, predictions for what has already been booked for Riot. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share, do it all. And I will see all of you in the next episode. See ya.